Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Dungeon Speak Podcast, a D&D campaign based on Greek mythology. My name is Todd, and I'll be the DM for this adventure. Now the players will say hello themselves.
Hello, my name is Macy, and I'll be playing Eldora.
Yo, I'm Dylan. I play Andrak.
Hello, my name is Becca, and I play Kyriaki.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I play Malachi.
Hello, my name's Cooper, and I play Palace.
Hi, my name is Dimitris, and I'm playing a mystery character.
Now let's take a look back in Delphi. Delphi, sometimes called the center of the world, is a beautiful place to see in the morning. The city itself rests on the side of a mountain with a slight incline. It has many white stone buildings, high white stone walls, a few altars, and a dirt road that winds throughout the city, all of it making its way to the Temple of Apollo. In the morning light, the sun crests over the walls of the city and starts at the roof of the temple. There it reflects the colored pictures of the deeds of the heroes of Apollo. Below that are the white stone columns that are over 30 feet tall and cast shadows on the decorated double doors that lead into the Temple of Apollo. As beautiful and wondrous as it is, unfortunately, inside lies the body of Delphine. She was a large serpent with a colored past. She was over 30 feet long, from the tip of her fanged snout to the tip of her long and scaled tail. She was green, about 10 feet wide, and had large wings on her side. Now her belly was cut open, her upper neck near the head was torn into, and blood and intestines covered the marble floor of the temple. At the base of the stairs, leading to the back of the temple, Kronos, the Titan of Time, stared at the ground, studying where a fight took place. His long white hair and long white beard sat still in this large entryway, and his golden scythe reflected what little light there was. He turned to his sister, Phoebe, the Titan of Prophecy, and asked, "How could this happen?"
She was outnumbered. She could smell them. She attacked first.
Phoebe, looking into the eyes of the dead serpent, softly responded. She wore her long blue dress that sat loosely on her, and her long and wavy brown hair draped over her shoulders. Her blue eyes echoed with the sadness that she felt.
She delayed them, at least. Gave the innocents time to leave. She will be remembered for centuries to come.
"And your reborn creature?" Kronos turns from the stairs and looks at a black creature that is stout, half dragon and half man, but has red eyes, wears a tattered brown robe, and carries books. He is not from this world. He is from a world called Faerun.
It did its job. The arcane mark placed by the bite will allow us to see them.
The black dragon creature responded. "And they suspected nothing of its effect?" Kronos asked.
No.
Neil, the dragonborn, responded. Kronos turned and looked at his sister and asked, "Should we worry about them?" As he asked that, light and delicate fingers with black fingernails touched the edges of the upper neck of Delphine, where the skin and the meat looked more torn than cut by a sword. Her long and black legs curl out from behind her, the small hairs on them sticking to the scales of Delphine. She moves the scales and skin back and examines the meat that is left inside the neck. She looks at the small bites with her multiple red eyes. Arachne then turns to Kronos and Phoebe.
No, I will handle this.
Hello there, my name is Todd, and you are listening to the Dungeon Speak Podcast. We're not done, because we actually have to address a couple things. One, Malachi, now that the fighting is done, you feel yourself becoming different. your aspect becoming different. Your feeling of this temple becoming different. You feel a change in you, although it's not physical and you don't look different. You just feel like the game is different. Something's changed. And the rest of you, I want to talk about what we do when I don't want to give you magic items as rewards. I like to do percent increases to stats when you guys do something really great. And this is something really great. You cleared out a temple of Hades. You killed a bunch of demons, killed a really, really big one. And you almost saved the life of a high priest of Hades, except for you didn't. You killed him instead. But still.
That's not important.
That's not the point, Todd. We saved
Macy,
the
I'm picking on
knowledge he
you.
had.
You decided to pick strength before. You currently have a 40. If you would please roll a 1d100. If you get a 60 or above, you gain a point in strength.
Eee.
Let's see what you got.
Oh, 44.
A 44. All right. So you are sitting at 84. So it's not terrible. You're almost there.
Yeah.
Dylan,
Yeah.
you picked con. You currently have 30. You need a little bit higher. But still get there.
49.
49. All right. So you are sitting at 79. So not too bad. Whoops. We'll skip that one. Ooh, Kyriaki.
Yeah.
Oh no. Do you remember what you rolled?
Yeah, 84.
Damn it.
Were you
I was gonna say
Oh.
4 or something like that.
were
I
you
was gonna
about to
make it
try
up.
to cheat me?
I was.
That's rude.
He's gonna worry you.
All right. So you got dexterity. You're sitting at 84. All you need is a 16.
Mhm.
Roll one.
Can Becca get a 16? Oh damn! I
Okay,
heard
I
that.
was kidding. I was kidding.
Damn, Macy. Tell me how
No,
you
with-
really feel.
With her luck, she'll roll 100.
87.
Oh,
my God.
fucking dude.
Hey, you said 87.
87.
So 171. So you, Jesus, now you have 71. All right. So you get a point in dex. What does that put you at?
That puts me at 19 dex.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
And most of the way towards 20.
That is pretty great. And you're not that far from getting another one. So good for you. Kevin, you picked
Hi.
Constitution. You got a
Oh.
44. Wow. You guys in the 40s.
And he's gonna roll another
Oh, you got
40. Oh god.
I'm getting there.
What'd you get?
I got a 3.
Oh, what?
3. 1, 2, 3.
I have a
just
feeling
gonna
you heard
move
the
on.
3 the first time. You just wanted him to say it again.
I wasn't sure because I don't think anybody rolls that low usually.
I
I'm
know.
sorry, Kevin.
It's okay. I'll get there when I get there.
He'll
Yes.
get there in 100 more rolls.
Not everybody can cheat like Becca.
He'll somehow
I got
get
a
a
cool-
-2 next time.
Excuse me?
I get a cool weapon enchantment out of it, so I'm not super bad. I'm not super bad off.
Cooper, you're in a special place. I want you to tell me a stat. I don't want you to talk about anything else. And the same goes for you on this one, Demetrius. Tell me the stat that you would like to use, and then roll a d100. And if you roll a 100, you'll upset me a little bit, but it's fine.
Constitution.
That's a good one. That's
And-
all around good.
This does it. Can we change the stat afterwards? Like when we get
Like
one or-
Vladimir?
later in the campaign when we get 1 or 2 points up, can we
Yeah.
switch to another one?
Yeah, you can switch it whenever you want.
All right. I'll pick Constitution as well.
All right.
Wow,
Cooper,
everybody gets 40s.
what'd you get?
I rolled a 41.
41. Wow. Okay, it's getting kind of weird over here, people. Demetrius, how'd you do?
10.
You said 10?
10.
Listen,
That's okay.
I'm gonna need y'all to
That's
do
right.
better.
Okay, so but really though, I should have gotten
Uh-huh.
a 43, but Becca stole my 40 and added it to hers. So
Yeah, you should actually subtract 40 off of Becca's.
I'll still get
Oh,
my
that's
100 points. It don't fucking
Yeah,
matter.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
even if you did, she'd still be about
So-
even.
we're all
With
trying
you
to roll
guys.
40s here, and Becca's like 87, and then I rolled a 3. I see where my 40 points went. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well spent, sir. Well spent. All right. So you guys leave here with Kyriaki looking a little bit more dexterous. Maybe it's that ceiling climbing.
She's been doing ab crunches.
I mean, that's how Michael Keaton did his ab crunches in the Batman movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it's pretty great.
It was pretty
I was
great.
impressed. All right, you guys are in the central chamber of this temple. You have a direction. You have your short rest. If you rolled hit points, good for you. If you didn't, do it now.
My short rest. I'm gonna do that quietly this time. Over here.
Okay. Across from you, that 170 feet I talked about earlier, is another entrance to the central chamber. It is also quite wide. It's roughly 20-25 feet. But you can see it from where you are, especially Malachi, because he has that new 120 vision, that brand new spanking shit. And you can see it goes into a hallway after a short distance.
So we're walking down a cool hallway.
Yes, the blue mist stays on the ground.
Yeah.
Rolling.
You said the hallway at the other end of the hall, right? Is where we're heading.
I mean, you can go whichever way you want. I was just letting you know that's there.
Yeah. Malachi would head that way. Another
Alright.
crossroads.
You can go right, you can go left, or you can go back.
Andrak, what do you think? Right or left?
Stick to the right wall. Usually let us clear the space faster. To the right.
All right,
Did we take a short
you
rest?
guys.
Yes.
Okay.
So you guys head right, and over that way there is kind of a chamber you'll come to, and then after that it's just a circular hallway. The chamber you come to, Malachi and pretty much everybody at this point is going to recognize it as a place for people to give their loved ones a proper burial near a portal to Hades, so that people would have different beliefs, but they would bring their loved ones here, animals or people, so they are hoping they will have better favor.
Mm-hmm.
But this is another one of those chambers. You look around, as you've kind of gotten used to at this point, and you see no masks or anything like that. Aldora shining her light, and Malachi just knowing what he's looking for. And out of that room, if you go left as you exit, or keep going down the hallway to the right, it is just a giant circle of a hallway. It doesn't really seem to have any immediate purpose that you can see. And you don't see any more of these dig-outs that you saw before, where it looked like somebody was mining for shards. Which is a weird sentence that I've said out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really find anything
Okay.
as you go back that way. But going back down, around, passing the entrance to the large central chamber, you'll see on your left where it looks like somebody dug out and found another one of those shards,
Mm-hmm.
which totals it to 3 now that you found, or that they found, I guess. And again, this hallway is quite large. It goes between 25 and 30 feet. A naturally formed cavern as it is. The blue mist on the ground never lets up. And the ground is kind of soft, but also that hard kind of rock that happens inside caverns. At the end of that hallway, you see it turns to the left to go down the hallway, or to go down a hallway. And this one kind of curves a little bit to the right towards the end of it, and it looks like it narrows down to about 20 feet. But if you go straight, you come to another room where it looks like there is a large altar for a body to be put on, and then there's 2 smaller altars on either side of it. And Malachi and pretty much anybody would know that they would burn the corpses here of their loved ones, and sometimes sacrifice animals in order to give even more favor with Hades. Because, you know, does anybody want to get favor for when you're sending your dead away? It's the big guy.
Yep. Nothing else in this room either.
Nothing in there. No more masks. No more demons. You see on the elbow of this corner, you can see that this is where I think Kyriaki first found the pieces of a shard.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think she ever told you guys about it, but Kyriaki, you recognize it. And then going back to a little bit further down that hallway, you can see you go to the first Y, the kind of T section that represents the entrance of this temple itself. And you can see the outside to your right, and you can see where you can keep going to your left, straight ahead.
So we'd reach that Y intersection again. Malachi would look at it, and he'd look out the entrance and turn to the rest of the party.
It seems we've done our job here. The temple has been cleared. Unfortunately, there are no priests left, as the high priest was killed, and no doubt the rest of them were as well. I fear there's nothing really left, but to keep the sanctity of this place, it may be necessary to seal it off, so that demons cannot re-enter and pollute it further.
Do you think caving in the entrance would be sufficient?
I feel as though it's the only option we really have. There's no guarantee that something won't be able to just get back through it, but we don't have a way of doing more, and I don't want to destroy the temple itself. I believe caving in the entrance will be the best choice. At least until this land can be reclaimed, and we can come back and clear it out with a greater force of followers.
I agree, by caving in the entrance only, it would take manual labor, but we'd be able to revive the temple at a different time while protecting it now.
Malachi looks at Pallas and kind of gives a slow nod. And then, he's going to head out to the outside of the temple and look for ways on the outside that would seemingly collapse the entrance in enough that it could be blocked from other forces.
You see the rocks above it, and you see the bodies to the left of it of people that were brought here and then killed. And now that you've seen what's going on in there and their fingers, it looks like they were made to dig through the walls, and they were either killed by not doing a good job, or they just died by starvation, or they died while exploring this place. You see the corpses of the demons. Andrak still has one of their spears.
It's a nice spear. It's a very nice spear.
It's pretty nice, yeah. It is a decently clear day. You're going roughly into about 6 o'clock at this point. And you can see the sun is almost setting. There's the forest in front of you, the mountain to your back.
Malachi
The day
looks
is yours.
kind of at the horizon as the sun is setting.
We should make camp when we're done closing out the temple. I would suggest we go in there to hide from potential external forces, but I don't believe any of you are prepared to sleep with the dead, so that might not be a good choice.
Who wouldn't be prepared to sleep with corpses?
It's not the corpses you have to worry about.
I've had my fair share of thought intrusions. I don't care.
Sleeping in a place so rich with spiritual energy could tamper with your mind. In your sleep, it's a vulnerable state to be in, and spirits are not always friendly. I suggest we make camp outside here. Perhaps in the trees, where we have some cover from the sky.
Very well.
Fine. I'll close my undead encounter sheet.
And then Malachi is going to spend however long before dark that it's going to take to try and collapse these rocks over the entrance, and whatever checks I'm going to need to make to do that.
Andrak will do the same to help him.
Pals will do the same.
With all three of you doing it, it would not take long. With Andrak doing it, it would not take long. You understand how leverage works. You have a sturdy scythe. And Pallas is just an all-around acrobat. And then Andrak is just strong. So I would say maybe an hour tops to completely collapse this entrance. Especially since you're pushing things down instead of up.
Yeah. Awesome. And then, after that, I suppose we'll head to the trees and make camp. Everybody's on board with that.
Take watches.
All right.
How is the first 4 hours going to cover?
Malachi can cover the first 4 hours. That short rest did him pretty good, so he should be okay watching out for the first 4 hours.
By himself?
No, we don't do that anymore.
Just asking.
We learned from our
For a friend.
mistakes. Because it's better to learn in character than metagame it.
He'll probably He'll probably look over the rest of the group and just choose whoever looks like they're doing well. Probably Andrak, honestly.
Well, Andrak was going to cover the last 4 hours by himself.
Of course he was.
I thought you just said you were learning.
Oh yeah, he can wake some like 2 of the people. Coolio.
Yeah. Either way, Malachi is taking the first 4, and he's gonna try and grab somebody to do it with him.
Kyriaki can do it with you.
Yeah, nothing like Kyriaki watching over people while they sleep to make you feel better.
It's a pretty good boost at the first end of the night. The 2 people who can see the best in the dark right now.
It's true. That is very true. Could both of you please roll a perception check?
I suppose if I have to.
I mean, you don't have to. You can forego it.
The worst part is the worst 2 with perception.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think both of our passive perceptions are actually better than what we rolled. I rolled a 10.
Okay.
I got a 9.
All right. Did y'all build a fire or no?
No.
No.
Okay.
Rations.
I just want to get a layout of the land. So, Kyriaki and Malachi, are y'all like sitting up on the rocks a little bit near each other so you can at least conversate, or are you like separate, just sitting on the ground, near the trees, away from the trees?
I would imagine in the sense of strategy, they would probably be watching on opposite sides of our camp.
Wow. All night, no talking. That sounds like a great time.
Yeah, Kyriaki is also, while she's watching, she's going to, I don't know, hide. So not even Malachi knows where she is. Well,
I think that's a good call. I think Malachi would also blend into the shadows and become invisible.
So he looks around, doesn't see Kyriaki, and then just kind of like slips away
that's
into
a 22.
darkness.
Yeah.
In stealth.
Okay. So, Adora shoots up from a nightmare, looks around, and sees Kyriaki and Malachi have been taken. I'm kidding.
That's pretty normal for them, though, to just kind of
Yeah,
sometimes. They'll reappear, but you know they're around.
Imagine Andrak looks up at one point when Malachi's hidden and he just sees like an owl in a tree kind of look of his 2 red eyes glaring down at them.
Kyriaki.
Yeah.
While you are sitting there, you hear the crunch of a twig, and then you stop, pay attention, listen. But you hear nothing else, and you slowly look that way, and you see nothing. And nothing happens throughout your watch. Neither of you. But, Kyriaki, you did hear that. And you never saw anything. And you know wildlife isn't really a thing.
Yeah, who's next watch?
Andrak, and he'll probably wake up Palace for the first half of the rest of it.
Yeah, Palace can take watch.
Kyriaki will let Andrak know she heard something crunching out in the woods, but she didn't see anything.
Wonderful.
Alright. Palace and Andrak, please roll perception checks.
Nat 20.
Jesus.
Palace
So 27.
sees all.
27, and they have 120 dark vision. Oh no, sorry, 60 feet of dark vision.
That is a 9 for Andrak. He's still getting used to this helmet. Now having dark vision.
That's fair. But he does see, so that's gotta be pretty cool. This is his first time watching, being able to actually see what's going on.
Yeah, no more disadvantage.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Palace, do you hide like Kyriaki and Malachi? Because that was a good idea, actually.
I'm trying to think what would be. Yeah, because she's got like military tactician. It would be smarter to be away from view.
Yeah.
No, Andrak does not hide. So.
Gonna be honest, wasn't gonna ask.
I just thought I'd clarify.
He stands next to a tree and he's like, I'm the tree now.
I am a tree. Look at me, I'm very tall and very wide.
Oh yeah. Alright, Palace, if you're gonna hide, please roll a stealth check.
Sorry, just looking at a 17.
Oh, a 17. Alright. You, probably about an hour and a half into your watch, you see in the woods a creature half flying, half kind of limping on one leg. And it's not making like full-fledged swipes with its wings to fly. It's mostly just kind of like a float and glide as it kind of bounces. And you can see, because you rolled really well, that it looks like it's injured. It looks like its side is bleeding, and you're going to see black blood coming down it. You also see it has no eyes. Like, it's like somebody completely removed its face. But it seems to be making a wide berth around the sleeping people. And it's staying in the woods, not coming out of it into the clearing before the cave entrance. It's staying in the woods, and it looks like it's trying to avoid everybody. But it never looks towards you. You'll see it stop and listen, but it will never look. Mostly because, it got no fucking eyes. But you do see that. It never comes closer, but it does have 2 horns, and it's like a naked human with no reproductive organs. And the wings are a little feathery and very wide, or very long. Little slender tail.
I think Powis, instead of waking people, is gonna go to Andrak stealthily, as to not give away her position, and report back to Andrak about it.
We know about the delivery creature because we saw it ourselves.
So you saw it, but you just don't know how it got injured. I don't think Kyriaki ever.
No, she told it that they attacked it.
Oh, okay.
So we know it's
so
injured because
Andrak.
of them. It's probably staying away because of the others.
Poor little guy.
Poor little faceless fucktard.
Yeah, so once he points it out, you can make it out. I mean, it seems very stealthy and very sneaky and very quiet, but it's kind of just staying away. And then after a while, it will move further into the woods, and then you maybe hear a giant push of wind as it takes off, but you never see it.
Okay. Once Palace's shift is over, he'd wake up Eldora for probably the remainder.
Alright. So Andrak is staying up for 8 hours of the shift.
Yes.
Okay.
He only needs 4 hours of rest.
Alright. Dora?
See.
Andrak? Perception checks.
Let's hope. 15! That's better. Alright.
That's pretty good.
Perception Queen, let's see how you do. Yeah.
26.
Wow.
Nothing hides from Eldora.
Eldora sees all.
Dora,
Yeah.
Andrak doesn't see it, but you do. There, behind him, almost as if sneaking up on him, is the smallest little ladybug.
It fucking freaked me out for a second. I was fighting something.
Watch
Guiding
out, there's
bolt.
a ladybug! Andrak,
Guiding bolt!
Eldora just fucking Kamehameha as the trade gets destroyed. Athena Blast!
I love that, by the way. Athena Blast. Alright, nothing happens during y'all's watch. It is a good night, good morning. You see a sunrise. You hear no birds chirping. But yeah, you see a little bit of mildew on the ground. It is a little cool, as you know you're in the winter months. I mean, it doesn't get exactly like freezing temperatures, but it's definitely cold.
I think
And I will say that while you guys knew before that you were in the mountain ranges and north of the water, I believe you were roughly about 20 miles north of water, you actually feel coldness that only comes from being near water, and you can smell a little bit of salt in the air. So you think you're pretty far from where you were before. Most of you were teleported here.
I think when Eldora wakes up, Powis is like sitting close to Eldora, waiting for her to wake up. A little, like, not good socially, but not weirdly, but just kind of like awaiting Eldora to wake up.
Well, Eldora was awake for the last shift.
Okay, then maybe Eldora, when Eldora goes back from the last shift, Powis is there waiting for her.
Do you have something on your mind?
Listen, I have a warrior's duty. I'm in your debt. I just don't want to be in her debt, if that makes sense.
Eldora will smile gently and Nod. I understand.
So I will fight. I will protect as much as possible. I will try to repay this, but if it comes in the way of helping her, then my warrior code is mute. It's done.
Do what you have to do. After all, that's just what I'm doing as well.
May I ask why you serve her?
It's kind of just run on the family, I guess. I was basically raised and told that that is what my life's mission is to do. I never really questioned it. I respected my family. I had no reason to ever go against what they said.
Do you question it now that you've done things in her name?
Eldora will pause for half a second. No.
Well, I would say I won't ask a cleric to go against their god, but I will say maybe you should keep questioning if you haven't. And I'm glad thank you for reviving me back there. And Palace exits.
And scene.
Applause. Kidding.
I can't clap. It won't pick it up. Here's a digital clapping.
I have a question. And I haven't discussed this with myself,
Uh-oh.
as it's an NPC. So, and actually, Becca, since you're talking, you can feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
Given what Cooper knows about Palace, and what Becca knows about Phoebe, do you think Palace would know about something Aldora has been part of?
I would hope so.
Becca, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and I would hope so.
Yeah.
But I feel like that should be a roll.
Do you want to make it percentage based?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I don't know
What are you thinking, 25%? Because Palace is always busy and shit? Or a little bit higher, because she's in the know?
I say 50-50.
Ooh, below 50 or above 50?
Above 50, she doesn't know. Below 50, she does.
Alright. Hey, Palace, can you roll a D100? A percentile, if you will.
Yes, I can. 45, baby!
Cooper, I didn't tell you everything. There's a couple things I left out. And I don't know if Macy remembers. Macy, do you remember that you had a one-on-one conversation with the Titan of Prophecy?
No.
Did you just say no?
Wait, no, I do
Your
remember.
character had a one-on-one with a Titan, and you're like,
No,
Tuesday.
I remember.
Okay. That doesn't happen to everybody. Okay, so do you remember how that came about? And what happened to precipitate? That's not the right word.
Proceed
fuck it.
that.
Is it proceed? Is that the word I'm looking for? You know what happened that led up to that situation?
Are we talking about the
That's how we
vision?
avoid. Nope, a little bit before that.
Bunny man, lion cloak, big strong boy.
Oh
Mhm.
shit! Yeah.
So, Cooper, I never told you that Aldora was part of the murder of Hercules. And Pallas wasn't there for it. But Pallas knows about it.
Oh shit, okay.
Also, just for the record, Hercules has been killed. I kind of left that out when I was telling you all about the stuff.
Do we all know that Hercules died?
Oh no. Gods no.
I don't think any of us know. Even,
Nope.
not even Kyriaki.
Pallas is the only, well, and Aldora.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she was there for it. Aldora was the only one there for it. Pallas heard about it.
And that would be closer to what Palace wants, right? Like, that's a bonus, right?
I mean, technically,
Once
that's
in
like
what
a
way?
cousin.
Yeah, it's tertiary. I guess what I mean by bonus, I mean like this wouldn't make Pallas. I'm trying to think what Pallas's relationship to Hercules would be.
So, I don't know. She actually probably barely even knows him. She wouldn't have heard of him much because, she was locked away being tortured, as one is. But she would probably know that Hercules, the son of Zeus, had to be killed so that his blood could release a Titan. So without his death, a Titan couldn't come to be free.
Okay.
But I don't think she would have like any personal feelings because she never met him, she never interacted with him. She maybe heard a story or two just out of curiosity, but she's not like, a Hercules fan.
Okay.
The movie, yes, because I support Disney and what they did. Like the cartoon movie was great. Zero to hero.
And entirely inaccurate.
But that's what made it great. So yeah. So that is what Pallas knows. Whether she acts on it or not, that's up to you. But I just wanted to put that out there because I have a slight feeling that Macy might have actually forgot about that too.
What? No, I didn't forget that we killed him.
That's just
I
a
mean, you
normal
gotta say it
Tuesday.
like that. Yeah. It changed the lives of so many, but for her, it was just a Tuesday.
I mean, who doesn't kill demigods on their day-to-day?
That would be pretty badass to say out loud.
Ooh, we did also kill a dragon, an ancient dragon.
That was fun.
Yeah, now
Yeah, Dora's part of all the good fights.
Aldora's been pissed off on both sides.
She's gonna be that background person you see in pictures of big events that somebody just pieces together someday.
Oh wow,
They'd be like, this person.
this person was there for Hercules' death and the death of Delphi and the death of Zeus. It's crazy.
Shh, they don't know about that yet.
Oh no.
What?
Huh?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Me and Dylan have already recorded episode 130 of chapter 3.
Yeah. We pre-recorded it. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all win.
We-
It's pretty great.
We win. Okay. I
Oh,
was about
but
to
not
say,
this team.
did
There's
we-
actually a third team that's. It is crazy. You'll have to see.
That's why
That's
only
pretty
Dylan
great.
recorded it because when we're done with
Everybody else is dead.
Todd's just gonna kick everybody else out of the group. It's just
It's,
gonna be Dylan.
it's just gonna be
It's gonna be
five
me and Dylan.
Dylans.
It's just gonna be me and the other guy role playing together. Nothing weird about that.
Yeah, it's gonna have a 18 plus tag like exclusively.
Ooh, I get to wear my fireman outfit. Yeah.
Is that the one with
Huh?
the lacy thong?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know how we got here. All right, so what do you guys want to do? You woke up. Y'all guys had that conversation. Pallas, you know that she was part of the death of Hercules, but it wasn't because she hated him or anything. It was just a means to an end. So I'm going to let you have that information. If you want to use it, you can. But who's having dragon bacon for breakfast?
I'm out of that actually.
No.
We gave it all
we
to
fe-
the people.
We fed a bunch
Oh, yeah.
of people.
Yeah, we were doing hero stuff. You know, feeding the homeless, leading them to a shelter.
Yeah,
Anyway,
leave that in there.
rations. Everybody eats some, even though
Yeah.
milk I can't taste.
You see, as he like eats these dry rations and stuff,
And
he
he's,
winces.
he's crying a little bit.
Remembering
of.
that he can't taste again.
Lamenting, remembering that outside of spiritual visions, he can't taste shit.
He eats a little bit. He cries a little bit. He eats a little bit.
Takes-
He cries a little bit.
But you did have some delicious oat bread recently, so that's pretty cool.
He's going to carry that memory with him as a core memory from now on.
That is his most.
That is really sad.
Being able to taste is a miracle to him.
All right. So, you guys have two options. One, you have to figure out what direction to go. You were kind of given directions, but it wasn't like normal directions. And then two, if anybody's actually good with history, you could try to figure out what the fuck they're even talking about or chasing. Because there is a chance you guys have heard of it.
Oh boy, I'd love to roll a history check.
Well, history. Anybody else want to do it?
See,
I'll do it. Why not? I'm not good at history, but I love rolling.
I'm also going to use one of my funny abilities.
And they did give, he did give the name of the demon, but you guys wouldn't have heard of it, so I'm not going to bother with that.
Very cool.
All right. Who got the highest?
I got a 24.
That's pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
I think it was Kyriaki.
What the fuck?
Because I got a 14.
Alright. And who got the next highest?
I got a 17. I used my knowledge from a past life. 'Cause Andrak is old.
He is an old fella.
You just don't know it yet.
Malachi, did you roll?
I did, and I got a natural one.
He knows nothing.
So, here's the thing about the two people involved. Rhea and Aphrodite. Aphrodite, I would say Hades, not a fucking fan of. She's annoying. She's pompous. She looks down on other people. She cheats on her husband constantly. Which, ironically, Hades does not like. Rhea, the titaness of motherhood. She's a titan. There's no need to know anything else. Alright, now let's talk about the 24. Kyriaki! This is a sought-after item. You've seen or heard of many people trying to chase it down. It is called the Stone of Eternal Grace. And it was crafted by Rhea. And it was a gift for Aphrodite. The stone is said to radiate beauty and charm so potent that it can bring harmony to the most chaotic of hearts. The Stone of Eternal Grace was said to be hidden away in a sacred grove, protected by divine wards, guardians, and the grove is said to be maze-like. Legends say that Rhea infused the stone with her nurturing essence, while Aphrodite blessed it with the unparalleled beauty and allure.
I relay that information to the party.
Does Andrak know any of that himself? Or did he not roll high enough?
17. I would say you've heard of it, the Stone of Eternal Grace. You've heard that it's made for pretty much anybody, and it is an actual stone, but it's not for any particular thing or person. Like, it was meant to be used in any situation. But other than that,
What does the stone do again? I'm sorry. It kind of went in one ear and out the other.
oh, it gives you a +3 to your intelligence.
Mm.
I'm kidding. I didn't say what it did.
Gotcha. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't know it, because you didn't tell
Yeah.
us that. Makes a lot of sense now.
Bada bing, bada boom. She just heard stories about it. Kyriaki.
Mhm.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, I know. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh. What?
So, what direction, again, remind me because I am forgetful, what direction did that guy say we should go? Hinted at.
Does anybody remember?
Away from the light,
That's so
and then the
helpful.
second half. That's the second half evades me.
He said 3 days away from the light and Dextera.
Dextera. So away from the light, I can only assume maybe opposite of the sun.
Yeah, I was actually going to give that one to you pretty much for free because it's morning time. So you're sitting there thinking about it, and you got the sun kind of blinding you to the east, and you're like, you know what?
So 3 days to the west is a fair assumption. And Astera, is that a place that we know about?
Roll a history check.
History check round 2. Let's see if I can do better than one this time.
Ooh, I did worse.
I didn't do as well as Kyriaki. I got a 14.
It's not a place that you're familiar with. You've never
I got a 16.
heard of a place. It's not a place that you're familiar with. I mean, you've never heard of.
I got a nat 20 if I'm rolling.
Hey.
Oh.
That's what we like to hear.
So, Palace, I'm going to tell you two things real quick. Sinister is the other word he used when talking about directions. He said that they were headed to the camp, and he said sinister. And then he said the same thing about away from the light, sinister. Sinister, in some languages, is actually left. Fun fact. It's actually Latin.
What you know?
Yeah. It is historically a couple of hundred years after this, but I really enjoyed it, so I decided to include it because I think it's really cool. But if Sinister is left, and that's how they're referring to directions, then most likely Dextera would be right. A nat 20 gets you 2 answers instead of 1.
Sick. So 3 days to the west, take a left or a right? No, take a right. Yeah.
Take a right. Yes, right. Right, take a right, right?
Right.
Correct. Take a right.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, there we go. Malachi will get himself together, check with everybody that they're ready to roll out, and then start heading west.
Yeah. I mean, so the area around you, you can see the base of the mountains. There's roughly 30 to 50 feet as you walk before the forest and the woods actually start. The grass here is pretty decently short. It is roughly between 6 and 15 inches tall, which I say short because it's not being manned anymore. It's not being taken care of anywhere. So grass has been overgrowing in pretty much every place you've been to, except for right now and right here. And the mountains almost make a line going north west, so it's almost in the direction that you are actually wanting to go. So that makes a good bit of sense, or it at least works for you in this situation, however you want to look at it. Is there anything you'll want to do as you walk, or do you just want to go?
Where can you remind me of where on the map generally we just were? God, I hate English, I promise.
Well, so Malachi got teleported there, so he has no idea. And then Kyriaki made no attempts to memorize it. So actually, the answer to your question is no.
Question.
Then
Well, I
Sorry,
made
you
an
go.
attempt to memorize it at a 27.
You made the attempt a day later, lady.
I mean, she could just use her mask and teleport us back to the cave.
Which cave?
The cave where we put the people. The people cave.
Sure, you could.
And we'd now then know where we are.
But you
we
wouldn't know where you were.
Yeah, we wouldn't know where to go from there because the directions were from the place we were at.
Well, that
So
sucks.
if we're halfway across the continent by now, then like that would really fuck up our directions.
Well, I guess we should start going the directions we're supposed to go.
This is really fun.
Andrak does not care
So-
enough to know where he is. All he needs to know is where
Kyriaki.
he needs to go.
Yep.
You remember flying,
Yep.
and you remember how fast you covered land. And are you know what? Do you have the map open right now?
I do.
Okay, I'm following along.
Okay. So, let me open your map so I can kind of go back and forth. Okay. So if you zoom in, you guys were east of Delphi, kind of on the northern side of the mountain range. Okay. And you took flight on the northern side of that mountain. And then you traveled almost directly east. And you kind of remember the river being at your back. Like you were looking out and you were looking southward as you guys were flying in your little basket, your cookie basket. And you could see the ocean and the light shining off of it. And it was beautiful. You could see the land masses. You could see the mountains all around you. You could see the peaks of them and the sky behind them, just outlining the horizon. Beautiful. And you flew, and you were able to follow the river behind you. And then you went over a small amount of water before you came to another bit of land. And then you landed at the mountains, a little bit north of where the small bit of water is between the two lands. And I'm using the player map so you don't see all the shit I got on mine, which I can barely read at this point. Alright, see that black dot on that island? That is where you currently are.
Yay.
And with the 27, you know exactly where you are. You're at kind of the base of this mountain range that runs along this island and kind of lines it.
I pointed
That's
on the
where I
map.
thought. You did a good job of describing it because that's exactly where I thought we were.
I'm glad one of us
Hey!
was able to do it.
Yes!
So we're northeast of Thebes.
Thebes.
The best.
Did he say Thebe?
DB.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's fun to say.
Yes. You will be going to Thebe soon, but not yet.
Wait, are we going to Thebe or Phoebe soon? 'Cause that's two very different contexts.
Thebe.
Okay. Mike Tyson
So much hate
appreciates
mail.
it.
Also, I feel remiss if I didn't mention and probably point out that we do have Ethan back, right?
Yeah, where's the dinosaur?
Yeah, that's right. While you were sleeping, he brought you some food. He found a fucking rabbit.
Nice.
How the
okay,
fuck
cool.
did he see it?
He's so good.
He's a ranger now. Oh god.
Yeah.
He has a little bow
Wait.
that fits between his two little arms.
Does Cooper know about Ethan?
No, I do not.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is gonna be
Alright.
fun.
So Pallas is talking to Aldora about Athena and what kind of helps you stay polite to Aldora is not only your own pride and sense of honor as a fighter, but also walking up behind Aldora. Let me get a picture so I can really give you a good scope of things here. Is her mount. His name is Ethan. He's fucking adorable.
He's the cutest little guy.
Good
Yeah,
boy.
he is.
Well,
I
second
don't
cutest
believe
in
you
the
with that tone of voice. I don't know what I'm gonna see.
He's
He's the
well, no, he's roughly, and this is all estimates, so don't hold me to it or quote me. So he's roughly 15 feet high. He's about 40 feet from tip of the tail to the nostrils, and he weighs around 17,000 pounds. This is Aldora's mount.
Oh, wow.
Blue on top, kind of grayish on the bottom. Tyrannosaurus Rex, which has just been described as a lizard because,
We don't know what dinosaurs are.
Look at the T-Rex, yeah.
He's the second cutest lizard companion in the campaign.
Yeah. So, ironically, given the conversation, he found Aldora and they became friends after the death of Hercules.
Yeah, this is Hercules.
Everybody's got a bond.
replacement. This is the new champion of the gods.
Wait, is he stronger? No.
No. I remember that plus 30 to hit with a boot.
That was pretty funny. I love that fight because that is why the Olympians lost a lot. Fucking ego. Alright, I'm sorry.
We tickled
Anyways,
to
but
death.
yes. So, Aldora's mount / pet T-Rex is back with the party.
Yeah, there's a few rations gone. Feed him those.
Yelp. Okay, so let's do some other new shit. Cooper, as the new guy, would you please roll a D100?
Absolutely.
Whenever you guys are traveling, I like to refer to what I call my traveling encounter chart.
A 56.
A 56. I need you to roll low. So, a 56, all that happens is, I don't know, probably around 10 a.m., looking at your sundial wristwatches, you guys come across the ruins of an old town. And you see a few things there. A couple of buildings where about half the walls are there. But for the most part, it's just broken stone. And you can see it's maybe a nicer town because you can see the limestone that's there. The only intact building in this entire town is what looks like a tavern, and it is called the Winch's Corner, and it's got caravans like parked against it, and you can see the wheels are broken off, and you can see the tail end of carts kind of backed into the building itself. So it looks more like it was an in and out, but it is a single-story building with white stone walls, and you can see columns holding up a covered area on all sides of it. But there is no flooring once you kind of look inside the doorway. It looks like it is just straw and dirt.
Malachi is gonna investigate around the area, look for any bodies or survivors that could be hiding around.
Roll a perception check.
Oh yeah, historically great
Andrak is leading the charge. He will also roll perception check.
I get the 10.
All right, you don't find anything.
I rolled a 24.
Andrak, you find food.
Is it fresh? Ish.
Yes. I was gonna say no, but then you added the ish.
Day or two?
You find
Week or two.
between the two.
Okay, so
It looks somewhere around like 8 days.
fascinating.
You find boiled parsnip. You find beer, pine nut bread and soft cheese, roasted turnip. There are some boiled eggs, but you could smell them, so you can probably just leave that alone. Roasted pork. It could be okay if you just refired it or recooked it for a little bit. Looks like it has slices of blue cheese on there, so that's probably pretty good.
Okay.
And you see cider seems to be the drink of choice in this tavern.
Recent.
So if there were anyone here, they were either killed or taken relatively recently.
That is looks.
You don't see any survivors or bodies?
Is this... Sorry if this was explained and I missed it, but is this place where we should be, or is it just along the way?
It is just along the way. Like, this is the first day, and he was saying 3 days.
That's right.
So,
okay.
I mean, it's highly possible that given the area in the mountain range, a lot of you know that this is not a popular place. Like, there was a war that was fought here not too long ago. Like, that was probably a last generation problem. But this is kind of a secluded area, especially in the mountains. So if the demons hadn't branched off and went this direction, it's possible that this place would have survived. Just because nobody was here.
We should. Malachi just kind of shrugs and gives him a nod.
Give it some sterilization to sickness.
If anything, I know that lizard could eat it.
He is quite hearty.
As long as it's not demon meat, I'm sure that it'll be okay. More or less talking about myself, but yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
Malachi is just gonna kind of, I guess, take up a seat and rest here.
How late is it in the day?
It's roughly 10:16 a.m. Oh, 10:17.
How many total rations would we gather from all of this?
Oh, let's see here. You'd get about 14 rations worth.
Okay, 14.
Yeah, kind of just different and various things between the parsnip, bread, turnips, pork. Somebody probably paid a lot for that fucking pork, though.
Well, it's
For sure.
ours now, and it's gonna be rationized.
Somebody worked 4 days for that meal.
And we get to enjoy it. How lucky for us.
Alright.
Basically clean everything off, recook, package it. Spend like an hour making those into proportioned rations. And because Andrak is the secondary pack mule, he'll carry it.
Alright. So you guys start back on the road. I'm not gonna do the 3 times a day rolling right now like I usually do, because you're not in a heavily patrolled area by demons. So you guys make it through most of the day pretty safely, getting into the evening time as the sun goes down. That's when I want to roll again, because that's when the demons come out more, especially from the mountaintops, because you know that they like to fly around. So, Dylan, you want to volunteer?
Sure.
Okay, will you roll a D100,
I love
please?
getting us to encounters, don't you remember? Oh wait, no.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
not the one who did that. I always failed to
Wait.
do it.
Oh yeah, you always did disappoint me.
Yeah, no, you
Oh,
needed
sorry.
you needed somebody else who didn't want encounters to do it. 48.
48.
Have I disappointed you once again, Father?
You did. Ugh. There's light storms overhead, but since it's coming towards the end of the day, it doesn't matter much. Like, it's just a misting rain. Nothing too much. Like, it would drag you down, especially if you had horses and a cart of some kind. But since you're mostly on foot, well, minus the 17,000-pound lizard.
Who is
Then-
on his feet?
Yes. Aldora, your mount is unhindered by mud. Or carts, or buildings, or people.
His boots are made for walking.
Hey, I think that's what they're gonna do.
Just strutting.
Yes. Alright. So, watches. Who's doing it?
Malachi will take the first 4-hour watch again.
You want to do the same thing as last time?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
Whoever wants to.
Malachi and Kyriaki, perception checks, please.
Ooh. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm also gonna stealth again and hide.
I should stop doing watches.
Malachi can't watch for shit. His eyes
Oh.
do not work anymore.
Okay. Ooh,
I'm gonna
that was
say,
bad.
so
Mhm.
for the listeners at home, I rolled a nat 1 on my check for a grand total of 2. I'm gonna say that Malachi does not actually do his watch as much as he just stays up, and I think during his watch, instead of doing what he's supposed to, he's actually just examining that amulet that he got off of the priest, just staring at it.
It's not pretty, but it's not supposed to be.
Kyriaki got an 18 for perception, but a 15 for stealth.
That's gonna come in handy.
Mhm.
Macy, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I want to pick on the new guys. Cooper, would you please roll a 1d10? Demetrius, can you please roll a 1d10?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
5.
A 5. That's not bad. I like this one. Here's the bright side, is there's no other rolls associated with this one. This one right here is all in a category of its own. What's his passive perception? Okay, so he sees her. Okay. Malachi, when you blend in with darkness, or whatever you do,
Yeah.
are you actually invisible, or are you just really, really sneaky?
I am actually invisible.
Okay. Alright. I'm just asking for a friend, that's all. My bottle of water was asking.
Your bottle of water is very inquisitive. I don't like that. Get rid of it.
Damn. Okay.
Dehydrate.
No answers for you. Alright, Kyriaki.
Mhm.
What are you doing while you keep watch?
Kind of scanning around, but like also maybe like using her sword to clean the dirt under her fingernails. So like multitasking.
Okay. Do you knit or weave or anything? Like, does Kyriaki have any hobbies that when nobody's watching, she does?
Not those kind of hobbies, no.
That's fair.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So, actually, you know what? Let me roll his stealth check. Okay. So, walking up to you, casually. He's walking light-footed, but not exactly sneaky. Again, at the base of his mountains. He walks along the ridge of the mountain at the base of it. So he's not in the woods, he's not flying or anything like that. But he does have large tan-colored feathery wings. He has a tail with a bushy hair at the end. He has 4 legs, or like paws that come down. They almost look like lion paws, lion legs. A very muscular, bulky body. He has a very fancy-looking necklace on. And he has these symbols around his face. With a lion's mane also around his face. And he quietly walks up to you, Kyriaki. And he looks down at everybody while they sleep. He doesn't look at Malachi, but he looks back at you. And he quietly says, "Answer my riddle and be rewarded. Fail and be punished."
Okay.
Is that what Kyriaki says? She says, "Okay."
Alright. Can I make a history check to see if I know what this is?
It's pretty unique, so do it with advantage.
Woo!
I'm halfway deciding on whether to just give it to you.
Well, the 24.
All right. This is a Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
They are known for being fair, but powerful. So you don't think he's lying to you, but you do think he's gonna give you a riddle. Because I said he was gonna. That's how that works.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
He says, I was born from sea foam, yet I ignite flames of passion. Kings and mortals seek my favor, though I wield no sword. A symbol of beauty and love eternal. Who am I, adored in both war and peace?
Aphrodite.
Yeah.
I had it at the seafoam.
Oh, he says it differently. He says, you are correct. Would you rather a blessing to your people or to you? And he kind of was looking around at the sleeping people.
Oh. And Kyriaki will look over at them. To me.
You know what? This is a really powerful weapon. Can you roll a persuasion check?
Fuck! Kyriaki's so bad at these. Oh, there's no bonus. I was hoping there'd be a negative, but I forgot we didn't do that. No, 1. That's a nat 1. Wait a second. I passed his riddle. Why do I have to persuade him to give me the thing? Or am I persuading, as a player, Rebecca? Why am I persuading Todd to give me the weapon? I passed the riddle.
To be fair,
Because I told myself I would randomly roll it to be fair, and then I didn't want to give it to you.
Bitch.
but that is then a very loose definition of him being fair.
Exactly.
You know what? Demetrius, I don't remember asking you for your fucking opinion.
I like Demetrius' point. I think it's
Okay.
I have been
okay.
silent for 3.5 hours. I can chime in for one thing.
No, your
Okay.
opinion is needed. Thank you.
Here. We're all here. It's a good point to say she got the riddle right.
Exactly, bitch.
I'm supporting
Kyriaki-
her, even though she's taking this without anybody's knowledge, except for Malachi.
Kyriaki,
Am I?
he looks you over, and then he disappears in a puff of smoke, and you see on the ground a emerald-colored scimitar. Scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about this scimitar.
Okay.
You gain +3 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. The first time you attack with the weapon, on each of your turns, you can transfer some or all of the weapon's bonus to your armor class. For example, you can reduce the bonus to your attack rolls and damage rolls to +1 and gain +2 bonus to your armor class. The adjusted bonuses remain in effect until the start of your next turn, although you must hold the weapon to gain a bonus to AC from it. There are a few moments where I've had regrets, and this is one of them.
Oh, this
That's
is
so
so
amazing.
cool.
Weapon.
That's so good.
Isn't that the sword of guarding?
It's the Defender. It's a Defender
Yeah.
sword.
That's what it's called. That's so hype.
Kyriaki
That is...
is going to take one of the scimitars, the one she uses for her offhand, that already doesn't have any bonuses, and just kind of stab the ground with it and put this one, and like rotate them so that the one with the bonus is now in her offhand, and the one without the new one is now in her main hand. Yeah.
That is such a gamer way of doing it. All right.
She
You
really
have...
said to the one that's normal, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Malachi did see this, and the Sphinx has no idea he was even there.
Malachi kind of drops out of his invisibility, kind of like the darkness itself kind of shifts away as he like kind of appears out of a cloud of smoke next to her. And he kind of looks at her. Wow, that was fucking weird.
I mean, I guess they kind of just show up wherever. Is this your first time seeing one?
Yeah, I can't say I've ever had a strange lion type thing just appear out of nowhere and give me a new weapon. After, what did you do? Answer a riddle?
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird, Kyriaki.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, nothing is really normal in this fucking country anymore, so I guess I shouldn't doubt it, but really, I
a giant lion thing out of the middle of the forest.
Sphinx.
Just walks up, asks you a sphinx. Oh, thank you. The terminology is important. A sphinx walks up out of nowhere, gives you a riddle, and then gives you a magic item.
Yeah, Kyriaki will pull the scimitar out of its sheath. Isn't it beautiful?
Hold on.
It's not like you guys won't notice that one of her scimitars stabbed into the ground.
Ooh, hey,
true.
Andrak's getting a new scimitar.
Malachi, pinches the bridge of his nose, rubs his super tired eyes a little bit, and just shakes his head. Whatever. I guess if it helps us kill more of these things in our future endeavors, then it's a good thing, and I'm glad what did you say, Sphinx? I'm glad this Sphinx didn't just come in here to kill us all, I guess.
I mean, they usually are kind of passive. That's why I didn't do anything. They're powerful creatures, and all they want to do is ask you weird questions.
Malachi narrows his eyes at her. You know, just a surprising amount of things, Kyriaki.
I've been around a while.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder exactly how long you've been around and where you've been around too. In fact, I'm realizing I don't know anything about you.
I mean, no one has asked.
Well, consider this me asking.
I don't remember how old I am. It's been a bit.
Are we talking more or less than 100 years?
More.
Okay. And did you come from this place originally?
Oh yes, I was born here.
Okay. What did you do before all of this hell let loose on this continent?
I was a follower of Hecate. I've always been a follower of Hecate.
Yes. Okay. What was your purpose before the demons, or whatever they are? Were you just wandering around, killing things?
I was wherever Hecate commanded me to be. Much like now.
Huh. Do you have, I don't know, a family? Anything else in the world besides your command from Hecate?
No, the lady who raised me has died a long time ago.
Well, I guess we're lucky to have you and your knowledge. Just surely proven useful. I'm still a little put off by most of the things that are happening here, including you, but I guess I'm trying to say I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thank you?
Next time, maybe, I mean, I was watching and that was my role here, but maybe next time let everyone know when a strange creature just approaches the camp.
Oh, I knew the Sphinx meant us no harm.
Okay.
The only thing that it would have punished me if I got the riddle wrong, y'all were in no danger.
Good to know. I'm gonna go back to my side of the camp and continue my watch. Yeah.
He just kind of walks away after that.
Okay, goodbye.
In defense of the Sphinx, Kyriaki has also never heard of it giving people powerful weapons.
It just be like that sometimes, you know?
Sometimes they normally give gold. Or, other weird trinkets.
They give you a
Yeah.
pitcher that never is fully full, but never fully empty.
Honestly, probably.
That'd be pretty great.
It's a pitcher of water that's never fully empty, but it's only like an ounce at a time.
Nothing else happens on y'all's watch. You wake up Andrak, and Palace. You guys are next.
Perception check.
Perception check, Palace and Andrak.
Okay,
Well, I'm gonna use my feature more often. I'm gonna use my knowledge from a past life. Yes, it works on all skill checks.
That is a lie.
That's what it
21.
says.
That's weird.
16.
21. 16. All right. 21 and a 16. You guys hear nothing throughout the night. Andrak and Aldora. Want to do some perception checks?
Yeah. Andrak is silent in the night, so unless he is talked to, he doesn't talk. I will not use the ability this time. 18.
20.
18 and 20. You guys are for sure certain that Nothing happens.
While he's keeping watch, he's examining the spear a bit closer that he stole off the demon.
Yeah, so you saw it in action. Well, you did. Andrak did. This demon said something in a celestial voice and then stabbed at Athan with it. You saw this lightning come off of it and severely wound Athan, because I'm pretty sure it was a critical. But Andrak doesn't know what a crit hit is.
He's never been hit by one of those.
So he knows that it does a massive amount of damage. Now, sure, you can spend an hour with it looking at it to try to figure it out. But do you want to involve... I almost said Athena. Do you want to involve Aldora in any way? Because she does speak Celestial.
He's just like, hey, yo, Athena, get down here. What's up, homie G?
Yes, that's sure to get you not struck by lightning.
It's totally not going to get him impaled with holy spears. Yeah, he'd show it to Aldora, since it is very ornate and fancy.
Yeah. It's like a silver spear with like a gold trim of inscription on it in Celestial.
He can't read that, so he doesn't know what it is, but Aldora's awake with him. He'll like hold it over.
Do you recognize this?
The writing? Yes, I do.
When the demon wielded it, he spoke the language you knew. And he hit your lizard with it.
Yeah, you remember that.
It was quite shocking.
Aldora's just gonna give him a look.
His facial expression is still the line.
She'll shake her head and just try to read it.
Actually, I'm not gonna read it for you. I'm gonna have Aldora read it. That is what it says in Celestial on the spear.
The storm may rage, and the skies may darken, but within you lies a spark as powerful as my thunder. Rise, face the tempest, and carve your destiny with courage. That is what it says.
Once a day, Mr. Andrak, you can use this lance. You can use its power to invoke the power of Zeus, and when you hit, whoever you hit has to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. Do you want to know what they take if they fail?
Yes.
8d8 lightning damage.
Damn.
Or half as much on a successful save. Now, the item itself, do y'all want to roll a history check to see if you've ever heard of it or heard of it being used?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, dookie.
That's a natural 20.
Oh shit, you know it. I definitely don't know it. I got not one.
Guys, it's black and white over here.
This is great. Alright, so what's your total, Andrak?
24.
What's your total, Aldora?
B.
3! Ha! Zeus! Who needs them? You got the goddess of wisdom. She came out of his head. Whatever Zeus knows, she probably knows too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this lance is used by guardians of temples for Zeus. This was wielded by someone who trained all their life to defend a temple of Zeus. The demons speak a nasty, crude language that you've heard spoken. You don't speak it, but you've heard it spoken. Aldora, reading that out loud, you've seen that demon speak Celestial. You've heard other people speak Celestial. It's a beautiful voice. It's a beautiful language. It's almost like a song being sung by an angel. I don't know if they have angels, but that's what it's like.
They do.
This creature, being able to speak it, is the only one you've heard of, but he also looked different. You've never seen one like him before. So it's possible that some specific ones of these creatures are learning Celestial so that they can use the weapons. Which means there might be other ones. Because you know that this lance, while very rare and very powerful, and used only in the defense of the Temple of Zeus, was used And, I mean, it's highly possible that there are other ones like him out there using it. You don't think you're going to run into him a lot, but it is possible.
Eldora's going to hand back the weapon to Andrak. I wonder how... Well, I'm wondering even how they know the language, or even where they're getting these weapons from.
Malachi said that the transparent skin could consume people, learn their knowledge. The history of such could be absorbed, then the knowledge of the language learned.
So you think that's how they're learning the language? I mean, I could see that being a thing.
It's the most likely solution after what we learned within the Temple of Hades. I doubt the gods themselves would teach them.
Yeah.
So is this a lance or a spear?
It is a lance.
So that's a big weapon that can only really be used on mounts.
Thank God I stopped myself, because I was about to call it a spear, and I wasn't sure.
Hold on.
Because the lance...
I'm sorry, no. It's a spear,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, because the lance is the 15-foot reach, 1d12 mount weapon.
He was a big guy. No, this is a spear. It's a 1d6 piercing, thrown, 20-60, versatile.
Because if it was a lance, I was going to hand it to Eldora.
Lance! Oh, that would be funny.
Her on her giant T-Rex with 15-foot reach. Oh, God.
Hehe.
Is there any other properties than the once a day? And is that a bonus action to invoke it or a free action?
It is a free action.
Okay.
All you have to do is speak.
And is there any other properties, or is that it?
That is it.
Okay.
But that does make it magical for the purposes of bypassing
Okay, so it's
resistances.
not like a +1 spear.
No.
Okay, just double checking. All right, put on Zeus spear. Well, with that, he'll carry it. If somebody wants it, he's not going to tell them no. But he'll return to watch. And in the morning, he'd tell the others what he found about it with Eldora.
As I'm sure Kyriaki will also.
Totally.
Okay. So, the sun starts to rise. You guys can see it coming. You feel a cool breeze coming up the mountains on these early mornings. And it does take a little bit for the sun to actually hit you guys because you're on the west side of the mountain range. And even though it's northwest, you're in more of the northern part of it right now. But you have 2 more days and you should be there. This is the start of the second day. And I think this is a good point to bounce off of when we come back. Macy, do you want to send us off?
Yeah. See you next time on not Disney Channel, but Dungeons Speak Podcast.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Perfect.